All right, and welcome back to the Betting Pros podcast. Today, we break down UFC 304 from a sports gambling perspective. My name is Seth Woolcock, and today I am joined by a heavyweight in the UFC MMA handicapping business, a guy with about 1,000 various YouTube channels, Kyle. Kyle, how are we doing tonight, man, as the promotion picks up and heads across the pond to Manchester, England?
Hey, I'm doing great. Thank you very, very much for having me. I'm excited.
Absolutely, man. Tonight, we're going to be covering the welterweight title bout, the heavyweight interim title bout, and a featherweight bout. And then we'll get to Kyle's best of the rest of the cards, his best bets, everything in between. Kyle, how are we feeling in general about the UFC heading overseas here? Been a couple of tough cards here as of recently with just a lot of fight changes in the interim.
There's been a ton of fight changes, and the cards the fans haven't been too happy. It's been a little bit lackluster, but now with this card over in Manchester, it's going to be fantastic. This whole card is stacked. I'm looking forward to pretty much every single fight.
Awesome. I'm glad to hear it. Let's start with the welterweight title bout. This is going to be Leon Edwards defending his title against Belal Muhammad. The two previously fought in March of 2021, where the fight was ruled a no contest after an accidental eye poke to Muhammad. He was unable to continue, but a lot has changed in the UFC world since then. Edwards, he's gone on to beat Nate Diaz. He's taken the title, defended against guys like Usman, and defended it again here most recently in December against Colby Covington. Muhammad, on the other hand, prior to Chicago, also undefeated in that time since that fight, 5-0. Most recently took down Gilbert Burns nearly 14 months ago. Did the books get this one right? Muhammad's coming in here as the underdog at plus 172. Is that fair for him?
To be honest, I'm a little bit surprised by the odds there because from an outside perspective, Leon Edwards is the superior fighter everywhere. He's extremely complete, and pretty much all Belal offers, which he's fantastic at, is wrestling. But Leon Edwards can seemingly out-wrestle everybody else. Where I'm kind of stuck is it seems like Leon Edwards should win this fight, absolutely. But maybe the odds are closer in the sense that Belal Muhammad has been the underdog recently. A lot of people picked against him in many of his fights, and he's put together a win streak. So I personally think Leon Edwards should be a bigger favorite. But then again, Belal could just shock the world again.
Is there a specific way you're trying to bet this match then? Would you take that money line, maybe parlay it with something from a different sport, maybe parlay it with something different on this card, or is there a prop that interests you in general?
Something I do like, and Leon Edwards' money line, I don't hate it,
okay.
But again, Belal...
Mine's 225.
Yeah, Belal has been shocking people, so that's not where I would go. Both fighters are relatively low pace. The fight can be very inactive. The fight, I'm excited for the fight, don't get me wrong, but it has the potential to be a very low output fight with Belal Muhammad going for takedowns, Leon Edwards being patient as usual, picking Belal Muhammad apart. I like the round lines no matter where they are. You can find the fight goes the distance around at a minus 200. I don't hate that, but I am more of a parlay piece for a 1.5 round. That's what I like personally.
Oh, okay. I like that play there from Kyle. He's saying maybe stay away from the money line here on Edwards, but perhaps still kind of a little bit of a value. Minus 225, not too bad if you can lay some juice there. Let's keep it moving here. But first, I wanted to remind everyone to subscribe to the Betting Pros YouTube channel and comment below on this video, because when you do, you can win a free upgrade to Betting Pros Premium. So whether you're looking for exclusive picks, top-rated player props, custom analysis, Betting Pros Premium has the tools to cash more bets for you, plain and simple. Let's get into the heavyweight interim title bout. This is Tom Aspinall versus Curtis Blaydes. This also a rematch. The two last met on UFC Fight Night in July 2022. This fight was called in favor of Blaydes after Aspinall injured his knee 15 seconds in, keeping him away from competition for an entire year. I'll be honest, Kyle, I love Curtis Blaydes. He's kind of a big SOB, 6'4", 263, 1-1 since that last fight here against Tom, though. One performance of the night earlier this year at 299. Can that continue against a guy like Tom, who is really just a certified weapon, black belt in jiu-jitsu, also can box a little bit, has won the UFC interim heavyweight title in November of last year and held it since. Do you think things kind of stay in that mindset here?
For this one, for me personally, I am not touching it. I'm not touching it. Both guys can win. Tom Aspinall has been on an absolute tear, but Curtis Blaydes is a fantastic fighter in himself. It's an unpopular opinion, but I do think that Curtis Blaydes is just as good as Tom Aspinall. Are we ready to talk about the bets for this one?
Yeah, absolutely.
I think the value's on Curtis Blaydes, but again, it's not safe because we still do have some questions about Tom Aspinall. He's a fantastic fighter. He's the interim champion. He's accomplished it all so far, and he is perhaps the best first-round fighter in heavyweight that we've seen in a long time. But We still have yet to see him go for very long in a fight. The fight's 5 rounds. We know that Curtis Blaydes can excel over the course of 5 rounds. What happens when Tom Aspinall gets into those deep waters? We don't know yet. Curtis Blaydes can absolutely utilize his wrestling. He has good hands. Where I'm staying away from it is no matter what, unfortunately, Curtis Blaydes has been chinny in the past, and Aspinall hits like a truck. I don't like betting this one no matter what, but if you're looking for value, if you want an underdog for the card, I like Curtis Blaydes a lot. Plus, Tom Aspinall, one of these days he's going to get chinned with his chin up in the air. He's fantastic at what he does, but his chin's out there to be hit, and it could very well be this fight. Curtis Blaydes is fantastic.
Is Curtis Blaydes plus 290 and Aspinall coming back at minus 410? Is that really just because we haven't seen we haven't seen Tom really lose that much in the UFC? He going back, he only lost that fight to Blayde, and then he had a DQ in 2016. Is that kind of why you think the books are so heavily favored around an Englishman here in Tom Aspinall?
Yeah, unfortunately, it makes all the sense in the world. I can see Aspinall going out there and just starching Blaydes like he's done with so many people. It's just, again, we still have some questions about Tom's overall fight game throughout the long game.
Okay, fair enough. Before we get to the next fight, I wanted to remind everyone that you can get a free trial to the Betting Pros Premium as well. Another way here, if you go on to the iOS or Android App Store, all you got to do is download the Betting Pros app, and then you can go to the free trial section on the Betting Pros app to the upgrade screen. You can get expert picks, projections, prop bet analyzer, custom line alerts, and much more. We have MLB still rolling, NFL, college football going to be back in full swing very, very soon. So go and get your free trial here at Betting Pros Premium on the app. Just download it, whether you're on iOS, whether you're on Android, doesn't matter. Get in there with Betting Pros Premium on the BP app. And let's talk about this featherweight bout here. We got Arnold Allen versus Giga Chikadze. I hopefully pronouncing that right.
Giga Chikadze.
Thank you. Arnold Almighty Allen. This is another fighter I really enjoy watching. He's 19-3 in his career, but has lost 2 straight now. So kind of coming off a couple tough bouts there. Giga, meanwhile, 3-inch height advantage, 4-inch reach advantage coming into this fight, and also coming off a win about a year ago now. Do you think he's in the right mindset to come in here as an underdog plus 210, or does Arnold Allen have enough being the 6th ranked fighter at this weight class?
Honestly, I am all over Arnold Allen on this one. He did lose his last 2 fights, but his last fight was one of the most high-level fights you will ever see. Most of the MMA community seems to think Arnold Allen won that fight. I personally think it could have gone either way, but regardless, it was one of the highest-level fights you'd seen in a long time. Before that, he fought Max Holloway, one of the best fighters of all time at featherweight. And
Baddest mofos, yeah.
He did have a good performance. He did lose that fight, but he still had a good performance and showed that he could hang with Max in the later rounds. How many fighters can say that? I'm still very high on Arnold Allen, even though that he lost his past 2 fights. I think he's just a little bit of a level above Giga Chikadze. Giga Chikadze is a fantastic kickboxer, but that really is that all that he brings to the table. That, and he is about 35 years old right now. He is a little bit past his prime. He's slowing down a little bit. It's showing Arnold Allen is still hungry. He's still ready to get to the top, and he showed, and especially in his last fight, that he can hang with the best of the best. I love Arnold Allen in this matchup.
So would you take this on the money line minus 280 for Arnold Allen, or are you finding a different way to get invested, potentially the prop market route here?
Absolutely. I actually, for my own money, I do have a bet money line on Arnold Allen already. Arnold Allen is one of my favorite picks of the entire card. I think that his defense can hold up for whatever Giga Chikadze throws his way, and I think that he's better at all different aspects of MMA. He has more options to win this fight.
Okay, so taking the money line. Kyle, drinking that juice here this weekend, my friend. I love it. Let's get into the final segment of the night. We're going to talk about the best of the rest. This is Kyle's favorite fights and best bets for the rest of this pay-per-view and prelims card. Just an absolutely stacked card here as well, top to bottom. What are your favorite fights and your favorite bets we haven't talked about so far, Kyle?
Another fighter that I absolutely love on this card, and I think is flying way under the radar, is Christian Leroy Duncan. He's taken on Gregory Rodriguez, and Gregory Rodriguez himself is a fantastic fighter, but when you have 2 guys, don't get me wrong, both guys are fantastic. Gregory Rodriguez is taking this fight on short notice, so that's something to take into consideration. And Christian Leroy Duncan, every single time that he has gone out there, he is looking better and better. This guy comes out, and at the beginning of his UFC career, you could see him in the octagon. He was goofing around a little bit, but he has been all business since his last loss, and he is improving vastly every time that we see him. And Gregory Rodriguez was somebody who likes to come in and likes to throw hands, gets over aggressive. Christian Leroy Duncan, I could very well see just sniping him. I love Christian Leroy Duncan on this card.
Would you take him on the outright? Are those appropriate odds for you?
Yeah. I know that. I don't know what it's at the moment, but I know it's been flopping around. Gregory Rodriguez is a great fighter too. That's what a lot of people have been talking about Gregory Rodriguez in the sense where he can open up the ground game. We still have a little bit of questions of Christian Leroy Duncan, but again, in his fights, he's shown that he is improving, like I said, and I like him in the stand-up game. I like this as Gregory Rodriguez taking this on short notice. I think it's kind of set up for him to win here.
Love it, man. Love it. Well, Kyle, I greatly appreciate all your UFC and MMA betting knowledge that you brought here to the Betting Pros community today. Make sure you guys are following Kyle on Twitter at Clen YouTube. Also, check out his MMA channel at Clen Bat. How else can we support you, our friend?
Hey, you called it. It's just the YouTube channel and the Twitter. That's all I have for you. Thank you very, very much.
Absolutely. For me, find me on Twitter at between_SethFF. Subscribe to the Betting Pros channel here on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts. Enjoy UFC 304, folks. Good luck on your wagers, and we'll catch you next time. Thank you.